Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. How are you today? How is your Friday going? If you see that red live button right there, that means that we're live. If it's not red, that'll mean that you're watching a replay, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind at all. If you could just do that hashtag replay, that will help me to know. And then I actually go back and I watch comments and I chit chat back and forth with you if I can. And I am hoping that this is number 5 of the junk journaling of a pirate. So let me see if I can find myself on my page, and we'll see if it comes up. Some days it comes up so perfect, and then some days I have to go hunt for me. Looks like I'm hunting today. I don't know why it does that. There we go. Okay, let me get rid of the volume. And hi Mary, hi Becky, hi. It tells me Becky's on twice. Hi Renee, how are you? Looks like the comments are gonna work on my phone today, which is awesome. I feel so much better than I did yesterday. I don't feel 100%, but at least I don't feel like I have to stay in bed all day because I have a live to do. So I went to the post office to get the orders out from the sale yesterday, and I thank everybody for that. And I was talking to the mail lady there, and she says she's got a little scratchy throat too, so I think it's just something that's going on. Hi Petro, how are you, my crafty friend? And Barb, thank you for coming in. So we're gonna get started because this hour just screams past. And but before, I was just looking for something, and look what I found in my jewelry box. I have had this doily my entire life, and I am 67 years old. So I think it was my grandmother's, and once upon a time, when my mom and dad first got a divorce, I was like 5. My grandmother moved in for like the summer, and she left this behind. So I know I've had it my whole life, and I don't know how long she's had it, but isn't that the cutest doily ever? I just love it. It's been in my jewelry box all these years. Hi Ruth, thank you for coming in. So I will not be selling this one, unfortunately. It's you know how they had that commercial, what's priceless? It's priceless. So but it is something I've had in my life, my whole life. And I think it's neat that like Jimmy Lou and everybody that's out looking for doilies are finding them. And I think they're little, it matches this tablecloth perfectly. So I'm wondering if it's something that my grandmother bought together or something. Hi Tony, thank you for coming in. But yeah, sometimes when I just, I miss them or something, I'll just go around and hold it a little bit. But anyways, I thought that was fun. I was going to show you guys. But it does match my tablecloth that came from my grandmother perfectly. So I'm wondering if it was bought at the same time. But I know my grandmother didn't make it because she didn't do this kind of work. She sewed. She was a seamstress. And she was very famous for her men's dress shirts. I guess she worked for Sears when they first started with their men's white dress shirts, and she would make those pointed collars. Hi Carmen, thank you for coming in. Hi Renee. It's a beautiful treasure. It is. I know, I still have the purple. I haven't been able to get it. I think we're gonna go Sunday to get them taken care of. I gotta do it though, because now they're really growing out. So I still got the purple on. But I was playing around here earlier today, and I made a couple of little pockets. This one is, I took the paper, and I two-sided it. It was only a one side, so this was a 12 by 12. And I made it like a hidden notepad, like a little hidden things. So we're gonna put that in here. But while I have it, I want to move this out. Let me put the camera down so everybody, hi, is it Missy? Hi Missy, how are you? Thank you for coming. I'm just gonna turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. And I was going through my stencils. I want to put some lines on this so she can journal on it. Like I said, this book is already sold. So I was getting out my stencils. I don't have a lot, but I do have a couple of that have like this lines going on it. And I thought that might be neat to put on there so she can write on it. Or I have one that looks like, this one, it looks like it was a calendar set because it actually has like the dates and stuff on it. So I don't know if I like this one better, but I thought I'd open it up and we'll see which one looks the best on it. So how's everybody's week been going? You hate being broke? I hate being broke too, girlfriend. I've been broke most of my entire life, and I've worked my entire life. But I always said we only had rich uncles. Both my uncles were rich, but my mom was poor, and my dad was, well, my dad actually had a good job, but once he got divorced from my mom, they had a nice life. But I don't think I want the date and the item and the month. I think I'll wait for that. So let me just stick this back over here, and I'll put that back in the container. But you know what? I think sometimes God just wants us to be, you know, he always manages to make it enough for me, so I can't complain. I work, like I said, I worked my entire adult life, and I always had enough, and the Lord always made sure I had enough. That's going to fit good on there, so I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, sometimes, you know what, as long as you have a roof over your head, and I'm trying to see if this is going to be, I think this one's going to be perfect for it. I was going to use my brand new big one I got, but, and you know what, I'm new at the stenciling, so if somebody can tell me, see how this one has the ridges on it, and this is smooth. Do you guys put it on the smooth side, or do you put it on the side that has the ridges when you're putting your, that would be great help for me to know, because I really don't know. Like I said, I am pretty new at this stamping stuff. And it doesn't really want to stick there. So let me try this side and see if it sticks better on this side. Maybe that's my answer. Oh, it might just be my answer because it sticks on this side. God is very good. God always provides. Sometimes we just don't know it. So I think I'm going to use the brown ink only because this is kind of a brownish black, and we'll see how that goes. And like I said, I'm very new at this stamping stuff. I take all the advice I can get. Yep, you're right, Carmen. And I think it teaches you how to appreciate what you do have. You know, I think about all the stuff that I have, you know, that when we moved out of California, we really downsized a lot. We downsized a lot. So I'm going to go one more time under here. I don't know why I put my ink back. But it shows you what you can live with and what you can live without, you know, kind of deal to me anyways. And he always provides. I have a roof over my head, and I have electricity, I have water, I have everything I need. So that's my little stamp, and somewhere I have a little, I'm going to have to get some more of these baby wipes because they're dry. So I'm just going to spray a little water on them. Oh, thank you so much for kicking out my cow patties. Yes, for the people who are new on my page, we live on a ranch. It's a working cattle ranch. We have 4 generations that live here. And we all decided, we are all from California, and we decided we wanted to get out of Dodge, as they say. So we sold everything. Well, my son-in-law's company is still in California. thank goodness, because it's kind of paying for everything. So he still has his business. They haven't moved the business. So so anyways, my son-in-law, and my daughter and my grandkids, and now I have great grandkids that live on the ranch, and that's what we got. So I can't do it on the back because it's got the key thing on it, but this would be a nice spot for her to journal on or write anything. But the good thing about it is Facebook's free. You can watch for free, Carmen. You can have all the fun. You get all the ideas. And I try to journal with stuff that you can find around your house, or, get a piece of paper or whatever. It's amazing what you can make out of toilet roll, toilet paper rolls. Hi, Linda Fletcher. Thank you for kicking out my cow patties. So did I miss anybody else coming in? And Renee kicked out my cow patties. Thank you so much. And Teresa kicked out my cow patties. We're going to get rid of some flies. We've got more flies than Carter's got peanuts. That tells you how old I am. So anyways, we're going to put this in there. And then, like I said, I had a 12 by 12 piece of paper that was gifted to me. I didn't even buy this. This was gifted to me. And I ended up making, this was a leftover little piece of paper, and all I did was take it and fold this piece over and put 2 staples in, and my husband had these leftover papers, and he gave a bunch of them to me. Hi, Denise, how are you? Is it Denise or Dennis? I wish I really knew. And I think it's Denise. But you just tuck this in, and it's kind of like, the old Matchbox, or matchbook technique, and then we're going to put that in a pocket. So I made those this morning, but let's finish. We're down to almost finishing the second signature. So I did add this over the weekend because I wanted it to dry, and then I put the little rhinestones on it, and that was really nice. And we have to do this paper. So let me see if I can find my handy dandy hand so I can keep this out of the way. And we'll see what we can finish up on this cute journal. I did grab a couple of more prints. Here's my husband's bill. You want a bill? Don't get sick, I'm telling you. And I thought I printed out, must be still in the printer. I printed out a print that was gifted to me. And where did I put it? Here it is. So this was sent to me, and I'm going to cut this out, and we'll put that on there, and we'll see if that'll fit on this page. So it looks like it's a little bit big, but that's okay. We'll just cut what we can. I got too much on my. And for the people that this is number 5. You can see everything on YouTube. I downloaded over there because Facebook is, only keeping stuff for 30 days. So I download everything to Facebook, and it is Crafting with Nani, the same name over there, if you want to see the whole series being made. Okay, so we have this. I'm just going to kind of leave that right there so I know. Oh, that almost was perfect. Almost, but not quite enough. No. So now I'm going to flip it over. And we still don't know why I have to wad it up. Hi, Jill. Thank you for coming on. You can come on your craft page. I don't mind at all. It helps us all to grow if we come on our craft pages. I love your Bible study that you're going to do, Jill. It's going to be awesome. I work the baby church at church. So anything I can learn. It's kind of hard with babies, because their attention span's about a minute and a half. So we try to get in a quick Bible story, and we try to get them to kind of color or do something that has associated with that Bible study that we're doing. But when you have 1 and 2 and 3-year-olds, their attention spans are not very long. So I commend you on your Bible studying with the kids. It's awesome. I think I put it on, I posted it on your page. I was so lucky that my grandkids went to, they went to a Christian school. Well, not all of them, but half of them. And so they had a Bible class. Yeah, there you go. There's Jill's page. Hi, Mary Ferguson. How are you today? And Barb's here. So I'm just going to put this in. And I should have distressed it. Let's see if I got enough of this blue, because this got blue. So I'm just going to see if there's enough on this blue brush that I keep the blue. Just to give it, you know, like where, in case I miss a little white spot. And that's cute on there. I didn't get it all the way to the edge, but that's okay. I might load up this blue and see if I can distress a little bit there. It is a junk journal, so it doesn't have to be perfect, right? I mean, I want it to be nice, but it doesn't have to be perfect. That's a good thing about a junk journal. So that's cute. And then I want to, I can't really do it on this one because I put that, whatever I call that, packing stuff in it. So now we're at the center of our second signature. Hi, Ruth. How are you? I know. I think it was Ruth that sent this. It's pretty. She's invited to the pirate party. So now we have the second signature. So now we have to do something on this page. So I got almost all of the prints from this came from Lisa Siegel from Vintage Roots Digital Designs. She did almost all of them. So I'm gonna cut out this crow. I think they're crows. Not crows, but buzzards. Buzzards kind of reminds me of something you would see, you know, like on a pirate ship or something. So I think we'll put that on this page right here. So let me get my handy dandy ruler out and see if I can. These are not quite 4 inches wide. So let me get the, you know, I need a dust that's twice as big. It even helps like to have my cutting board, you know, like in half. And since I want this portion of it, I'm going to flip it around so I can measure, because I want to make sure his beak is in there. So let me get his beak in. I can trim a little bit off of the white, because I don't want to cut his beak off. And we can actually use this portion of it for another part. So let me cut the white off on this side. That's going to be so, they might even be ravens. I don't know. I don't know my birds. I was joking saying I was going to get, yeah, see? Renee said raven at the same time. I was thinking maybe they're ravens. I think you're right, Renee. I think they are ravens. And I think I'm just going to cut right down to almost at the tip of this tree branch right here. And I do have my husband went to go get our drinking water. We're on a well, and I don't really like to, the well's good water, don't get me wrong. If I was, you know, I cook with it, and I wash dishes with it, and I shower with it, and all that good stuff. But that's going to fit really pretty on there. But I don't really like the taste of it to actually drink. Yes, it worked out perfect. Thank you so much, Ruth, for it. And I'll let her know. She's watching the video anyways, the person that's buying it. So she watches it. I think she's going to watch on a replay because it's the last day of band camp for her grandkids. So everybody tell Jody Ann, you're getting a great book. That's who bought this. So everybody say, Jody Ann, you're going to love this book. She goes to church with me. Her and her husband are awesome. He plays the guitar and sings at our church, and her and I do the concession. Well, she does it, and I help her do the concession stand at the rodeo at the church. And we've gone on some trips together, and her husband and my husband get along great, and it's so fun. So I'm going to distress the back of this page because I cut this one kind of weird. So I'm going to take my brown, and I'm going to find my brown little brush that I like using, and I'm going to just load her up, and I'm just going to flip this page over, and in case I use the back, I'm just going to distress the edge a little bit. But anyways, yeah, everybody say, Jody Ann, you grabbed this book. We were at church a couple weeks ago, right when did the first, I think it was the first run on this thing. Maybe it was when we sewed it in. And she said, I want that journal. I said, okay. So she's the one that bought the journal. So. You have a picture of sitting on, oh yes, I could picture it sitting up on top too. I can actually picture her, now that we're talking about it, I can picture her sending these ravens off to find out where her pirate is. And he'll come back and tell. So I like to have a backstory. So I want to put those clamps that I did before, and once again I didn't get my tool out, so I have to close my laptop. And I want to put these clampies on this paper because to me it looks so good. But we got to decorate the back side first, so I can because I don't want to put these little corner pieces on without having the paper on. So we're going to find something to decorate this side with first, and then we're going to attach those corners. So I do have, now if Jody Ann, if you're watching, don't look. No. A friend, another mutual friend that we go to Bible study, painted her this painting. And I'm going to put this in the book. And I'm whispering because I don't want her to know. But I'm going to put this in the book, and we're going to see how long it takes her to figure out that this is the same picture that she got as a painting. So I'm just trying to see if this will fit. I don't want to cover, yeah, it's going to fit perfect right there on this. I want to make sure I get all of its head and all of its feet on. But isn't that cool to have something that's going to be in her living room? I mean, this painting, my friend Sarah, she comes on. I don't know if she's on here yet. Hi, Ashley, how are you? Ashley, don't tell Jody Ann. Ashley goes to church with me too. And so I think it's going to be so cool. Let's see, I need to measure that, don't I? I know in junk journaling you're not supposed to have to measure, but I'm having to measure an awful lot, huh? It's like 4 1/4, a little over 4 1/4. So let's cut off this part first, because this got like part of her garage where she did the painting. But anyways, when Sarah comes on, she'll see that I'm doing this for her. And it's okay if Jody Ann finds out. She's going to find out this weekend anyways, because I'm going to give it to her on Sunday. So that's why I want to make sure we get it done. So, all right, so how long? You think I would have measured that too? So it's by 5 1/2. 5 1/2. Oh, good. We're just going to make the feet. But isn't that kind of cool when somebody makes... Hi, Kathy. Thank you for coming on. Hey, Wreckin' Ralph is watching me. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Wreckin' Ralph. That is amazing. You, I watch you all the time. Now you're watching me. Oh my goodness gracious. You made me forget how wide I want this. No. Everybody say hi to Wrecking Ralph. Are you wearing pink already? Did you know I was doing something in pink right now? So I'm just finding that spot there. And that's like got a picture of her filing cabinet, so we don't need that in here either. So we'll move this out of my way, put this up. And I feel like I'm getting out there in the world when you recognize other people, like, you know, Wrecking Ralph and and it's like, it's crazy that, hi Nancy, thank you for coming on. It's just, it's mind blowing. I have a lot of pockets, so I'm just going to glue this on. I'm not going to make it a pocket or anything. But it's like when you realize that you actually got people that are interested in what you're doing. It's just mind blowing to me, and I love it. And I'm doing something I enjoy doing, and I'm enjoying the people that are watching and becoming friends with everybody, and it's amazing. Now, that's a little bit short, but that's okay, because that's what they make Distress Oxide for, right? I could even bling it up, because I do have some more bling. We could bling the top. But I want to put that corner piece, so let me go ahead and distress again. And we'll get rid of some of that stark color. Stark white. Nobody likes stark white. Mesquite, Arizona? Is that where you're saying your sister lives? Because I've been there many a time. We got mesquite trees all over our property, but I've been to Mesquite. I actually had my motorhome break down in Mesquite one time. We have a really cute story about it. My daughter and my father and myself and one more friend, her name was Janet, we took our motorhome. It was when my son-in-law had his other company, and we were out promoting he makes dietary supplements. So we were out promoting dietary supplements. And it was the first trip in our 40-foot big old thing, the diesel pusher. And the girls were just going to go by ourselves, and my dad said no way, he was going with us. So he got in the motorhome with us, and we were on our way to Utah. And we got to Mesquite, and we stayed the night in Mesquite, and then we couldn't get the motorhome to start. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Renee. Hi. I already said hi to Ashley, but hi again, Ashley. So anyways, we couldn't get the motorhome started. It was a big diesel, like I said, it was a 40-foot diesel pusher. And it was, I forgot to see what happens if you forget to pinch. So I'll end up taking this one apart, and I'll keep it. I won't not use it. But if you don't pinch them down, when you press, it widens, it splits them open. Yeah, it was a big baby. I'm telling you, she was a big girl. She was a big one. I got it used, and the actual owner, now I didn't buy it from, I think we were the third owners on it, but the original receipt was like $400,000, and they paid cash for it, and it said Osborne's on it. So, and it was pink and gray. So we're not positive it was the Osbornes, but the way it had marble floors in it, it was a beautiful coach. But anyway, needless to say, we were on this trip, and we pulled in, you know, there's a little casino in Mesquite, and so we pulled in there, and we were going to stay the night, and we stayed the night. My dad went in and had dinner because he had enough of us girls, and so that turned out really cute. And so anyways, my daughter was like, she like couldn't figure out, my dad couldn't figure out how to get it started in the next day. And my daughter went out, and like I said, it was like a truck stop at a casino. And my daughter went out and got this guy that had an 18-wheeler, and she got him in. Next thing you know, he's in there, and he's like got the bed open, and under where the bed was a, you know, this gigantic diesel engine. And I'm like, it's gonna kill him. I kept thinking it's gonna suck him in, like, you know, kind of deal. My daughter was calling her new grandpa, and oh my gosh, it was so funny. But anyways, the guy got it running, and apparently all you gotta do sometimes is put transmission fluid, because is diesel. So anyways, he put some down in the whatever, and it started up. So I learned the trick. So this is a moving waterfall. And I made that earlier. I didn't, I made this in Bookmakers. And I just have one of these little tiny Tim Holtz paper clips that I'm putting on the bottom just to keep it from moving. And but anyways, we laughed so hard about that because I kept screaming at the man saying he's gonna get sucked in by the engine, and my daughter was calling him her new grandpa, and oh my gosh. But anyways, we got on the road and we were fine. That was my first trip. And the first time I actually drove it, I drove it over myself. My husband was working. He hadn't even seen it yet. And I went in, and I was gonna, you know, I was bound and determined to drive that motorhome. I have this cute paper here that I got from Hobby Lobby that has maps on it. Oh no, my daughter gave it to me for my birthday, and they had these maps in it. These are part of the paper pack, so my daughter just gave me for my birthday. But anyways, the first time I went to go back up that motorhome, I just, you know, like normally when you back up something, you just turn your head and you look, right? So I went like this, and I turned my head, and I said, well, there's the kitchen. So it didn't do any good for me to turn around and look because it was just the kitchen. So I'm going to use this map, and I'm just going to kind of trace it out like I did the other ones. And we'll cut that out, and then we'll put it in the book. But yeah, we had fun in that motorhome, a lot of fun. And I'm kind of sad that I lived in it for a little while, and then we ended up giving it to our son. And then I think he finally sold it because it had enough life. But and we bought a fifth wheel. But we had a good time in that motorhome. But it was huge. It was huge. And it actually had a urinal in it. It had a real porcelain toilet, which if you're in the motorhome world, they're usually not like porcelain. So that's why we think it really was the Osborne. And it was pink and gray inside. It had pink countertops with gray cabinets. It had a cedar closet. It had like a really neat safe that we never knew the combination for. And but it was a beauty. But it was before the slide outs and motorhomes were popular. And you could tell it was a tour bus for, you know, somebody that was not sharing it with other people. So that's why we think it was hers, you know, like when they would go on tour for her to stay in, because it had the most immaculate bathroom you would ever imagine in a mobile. It was huge. And like I said, it had a porcelain throne, and it had a porcelain urinal put in it. So it was fun. It was fun. So what page was I working on? That's why that hand thing is so convenient. Let's get the map to where it's reading the right direction, right? So once again, I'm not going to make this a pocket because I'm going to put a little pirate lady over the top, or a ship. I bet everybody has neat stories though, right? I mean, that's what life is making, you know, getting stories. And we went all the way across the United States in that motorhome, all the way to, I think, North Carolina and South Carolina and down to Florida. And and then, you know, across Texas and then back to California. And when we got to New Mexico, the guys got lazy one night and they didn't plug in the chirper thing for the electric thing, and we had a the campground got hit by lightning and it took out the stupid power thing out of the whole motorhome. It's like it was never the same after that. But, so I'm trying to think if I want to put she's too big, or if I want to put a ship. So I think a ship going across the sea, because this is like the ocean right here, would look really nice. See if I can find a smaller one. And this one says, this one's like a newspaper print. So like I said, all of these prints came from Lisa Siegel. She still has them on her page, so if you want to make your own pirate journal, you can grab the print from her. And I think I will make this one a little pocket. So we're only going to put glue around 3 sides. And let's be smart, and we'll zhuzh it up beforehand. I think zhuzhing up came from, who did that come from? I have her name on the tip of my tongue and it won't come out. Yeah, I like the ship too. I love it. She did a great job on this printable. And for it being free, you can't pass it up, right? And I think if you, I think it would look so cool if it was, you know, made bigger and put on rice paper or something like that. Wouldn't it be so cool on a tray or something? I mean, you don't have to put it in a journal. You can put it like in anything. And then she has even ephemera parts for it, so I'm just going to stick that down in there so she knows it's a little pocket. And then we have another page to do. So many pages. And we have her. So we still have, we have this one too. So we can still use, it would be nice if we actually put the birds flying right. And we can make that into like a little pocket for this. I'm just trying to see if I want the blue, where, you know, because it's not a very big page. Let's see if we have any big pages. Maybe that'll look better there. So I'm going to tuck that in there. We'll keep going on this page. And we'll see what else I got in my stash of goodies. We still have to put in these. That's kind of too big for this page. So that'll go perfect on that page. This will go perfect on this page, but we just need that background. So we could still use that same, but I have this music sheet paper. And it's almost a little bit too small. Just trying to use up all the stuff that I have. So let's do that. I'm just going to tuck it in, and then I'm just going to give me a line where to cut. And then we'll make a line there. So now I know where I want to cut this page. Hey, Rick and Ruff, are you going to go see Justin at his, in October when he's doing his meet and greet? Because I'm coming out there, so it'll be fun to see you if you're going to go to Justin's thing. That would be fun. Get back in there. You get in there. That's where I've met a lot of people, is on Justin's page. Hi, Lori. How are you? I am feeling better today. I still feel like I have, you know, kind of like a... I tell my daughter, I said, it feels like I slept with my mouth... ooh, I like this side better. With my mouth open all night or something, and then... And like I was saying, I went to the post office today, and she had it too. And we live out in the boonies kind of deal, you know. And we have a lot of cotton fields around us, and they've been, my glue don't want to come out. But anyways, they've been disking, I don't know the real terms, so you have to, hi Rose Clemens, thank you for coming on. But they've been disking, you know, all this red dirt and everything, and so there's cotton fields all around us. And I think some of that might be in my throat, because everybody's got like this little sore throat going on. And I told my daughter, it feels like I slept with my mouth open all night. And if I had tonsils, I'd say I had tonsillitis, but I don't have any tonsils, so that's not what it is. So we're going to put this on here, if I put it the right way. And I did stamp this little ticket and have that in there. And remember, I don't know if anybody's new on here, but this is that little matchbox or match thing that, I don't know what they call them. This kind of reminds me of, well, you don't want to be in there, obviously. And then you can see the staples. That doesn't really bother me, but if it bothers anybody, you can always cover it up with a piece of lace. And we have this lace, so I might cover it up. But I'm just going to go ahead and glue this in. I almost think I should put it in a belly band, so that way if she wants to take it out, she could take it out and put it in her purse, or, you know, to journal in it. So let's do that real quick. Let's see if I can, I have this piece of lace that I dyed from the red dirt here, and I think we'll make a belly band with it. And then that way we can just slide this in. So I'm not gonna cut it, I'm gonna let it, I'm gonna let it go over the top and the bottom, just reaching for my fabric tack. And I'm just going to put a little glue down here and a little glue up here. And we'll just tap that on. Say tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. And it's going to be cute. And then that way we have this little piece that can go in there, and that way she can take it out and journal with it. And then this one, like I said, opens up. This is a pocket up here, and then it's, no, it's not. I lied. It is a pocket. I didn't lie, but it's a secret journal spot. But it does have a little pocket right there. So we're going to put that on. So I'm just going to distress this page. I'm going to use this paper because it's big. And I'm going to load up my brush. Chris Hunter is the name I was trying to think of. She's the one that says zhuzhing up. She's the one that actually got me started on a junk journal jam, like to start doing junk journaling. I watched her and I said, oh my goodness, I never even heard of such a thing. And that was it. My life has never been the same. So, I don't see her do she does so much other stuff now that I don't really see her do too much junk journaling anymore. I'm just trying to get the edge really good. I have to thank her for, so on this one, I'm only going to glue down, actually we could even make it a side tuck too. So I think I'm just going to glue down right here and then along this edge and along that way. And that way it'll be a side tuck and a secret journaling spot. And I can do that. I'm sure everybody knows how to do it. Oops, putting the glue on the wrong side. Just trying to rub that off. I need to put it on this side. Were you guys yelling at me? Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for coming on. Who's throwing up and having cramps? Rebecca? Oh, I hope that can taken care of, because boy, you can get dehydrated quick with that. That's where the cramps come from, and getting dehydrated. But I can do one like this on a live if anybody wants to learn how to make them. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know how to make these hidden journal spots. So we have that in there. And then now it's also a little tucked spot on the side too. So we can leave that in there. And then we have these 2 pages, and this is a little belly band, so we can stick another ship in there. And we're almost done. Look at that. We have this page, and we only have a couple more pages. So we are going to have this book done. Let me get my hand over here. Now, what did I say I wanted to use? I already forgot. And I said, I want to use that. Oh, that was for this page. Okay. All right, so what else do we have here? I still have some more of this map, and it's kind of appropriate, you know. So I don't mind using it twice. So all I'm doing is getting a measurement to cut, and then we'll do that fancy little cut. I should have just brought that back over because it took me longer to do it than it would have been if I just brought it over. Right? Thought I'd save time by putting it over there, but I didn't save any time. Okay, so now we're going to lay that in. Ooh, it has part of the United States in it, so ooh, we'll keep that part. And I'm just going to trace where I need to cut because, like I said, I tore all these pages when I was making the signatures, and this is the easiest way I can come up with to match it sort of up. It doesn't really ever match exact, but it's close enough, right? So we'll cut that out. So what's everybody gonna do for the weekend? I know that the East Coast is having a huge heat wave. Everybody's dying because it's like in the hundreds, and I'm thinking, man, Texas has been in the hundreds for weeks already. But today it's kind of windy, so I think we're just going to be in the 90s. And then I haven't felt 100%, so I think we're going to have sloppy joes that I have left over for dinner. Oh, thank you, Roberta, for kicking out my cow patties. Every cow patty that goes out takes at least 25 to 30 flies with it. So, oh, I appreciate it so much. And our page is still growing, amazing. I have 500, I think, and almost 560 followers. And, you know, for this page not being that old and being new, I think it's amazing. And every single one of the followers that we have are real people that are really watching, and they're not just putting their name, you know, kind of deal. And I'm being kind of selective on it because I want a safe place for people to play and visit. My other page had 5,000 followers, but I spent hours a day getting rid of scammers. Hours a day. So this page is real people that are really, that I think, at least you all appear to be real people. Right? If you think there's somebody that's not real, you let me know. And we'll take care of it. Because I want everybody to have a safe place to, I'm going to save this portion because it still has something on it. So I got these barrels from Lisa, and I printed them out on cardstock, so I think I'm going to put that there, and we'll make it like a tuck. So I'm just going to put glue around 2 sides. And we'll put it on Venezuela. Venezuela. So I'm just holding that down because it's cardstock. It's going to take a little bit more glue. Sometimes on the cardstocks. Hi, Carol. How are you? What you doing? You cut grass this morning. I was taking, since we've had so much wind, and like I said, we have thousands and thousands of mesquite trees on the ranch, and so I was taking them, and I'm just going to take this boat, the ship, and stick it there. But I was, the branches on some of the mesquite trees had fallen, and you know, mesquite trees have big thorns in them, and I didn't want the dogs or whatever to get hit by it, so I was cutting down, not cutting, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. All right, I'm just looking to see what other pages I have. Now this is from Little Feet. It was a free picture from Etsy. Sometimes they'll throw out a bone for you, and I caught it. And this says World Atlas on it. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put these. I printed the ravens twice. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put 2 ravens in it. I think I won't. And I think I will trim this to match this page. So I'm just giving my sign a place to cut. And this one is there. Oh, it had a perfect little line on there. I'm just gonna move this back over. It's easier. And with my cutting board, my 0 is in this line right here. So my 0 starts right here. I know, like Memory Keeper's cutting board, 0 is outside. Like this would be the cutting line, the 0. But mine, it's right inside of here. And we're just going to add the World Atlas there, because I'm sure the pirates go around the world. Lost my page, of course. There it is. And I'm just going to distress a little bit around it. You can tell I've been using that to distress with because it's got all the darkness on it. Oh, look, and it has encyclopedia down there too. Who remembers having to look up in an encyclopedia to do your homework? That'll age you. There was no Google. There was no nothing. No computers. We had a telephone that was attached to the wall, and you could actually call, find out how hot it was outside. And you could call the operator and get a phone number if you didn't know it. All the good stuff. We thought we were well-to-do because we had a complete set of encyclopedias because my mom was home that day that the guy walked around selling encyclopedias. Hi, Jamie. I didn't even see you come on. Oh, because they are. Because they are. That is a good one. I almost gave up trying to figure out pirate jokes. So that's cute. And we could actually, I got a little piece of glue there on that. We could put those clips on there, but we're almost out of time. So I want to finish this page. And I think we only have Oh, this is the last page. So let's get this last page in, and then we can put those clamps on there. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take off this little white trim. Let me move this over here. I can't believe it. We're going to finish this book. We're going to finish the book. We're going to finish the book. It wasn't supposed to take 5 lives to do. No, the birds are right side up. Okay, I'm like, I'm gonna check to see if the birds were the right side up. And they are. I'm just tracing out that jagged cut line that I had. And then we'll trim that. If I can find my scissors. And then I want to put that map on the edge. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. And then I'll go back in and add a little detail here and there. I might do some more of that, just, what is it called? Glossy accents around on the blue waters and stuff like that. And I did that one page, but I didn't get all the rest of it done. But I might want to do that. But I think I know my next journal. I think. Oh, goes upside down. Woo! All right, let's glue this baby in, and I think we'll put another barrel on it. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna attach the map. This baby is done. So I have to decide. I think I want to put her. I really love all the pirate rest. I don't know. We haven't decided. I think I'll put her on this page. What is a female pirate called? Anybody know? Pirates. I've been putting a pirata. I don't know. A female pirate. Anybody come up with that name yet? Oh, Roberta, you sent me stars. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. I love it. We're going to have to come up with something to do. Roberta, I don't know if you were on when I was showing my beautiful doily that I got from, I think it was my grandma's when I was a little, because it matches her tablecloth perfectly. And it's been in my jewelry box my life. Okay, so I want to put another one of these drums right here. So we'll make that a little tuck spot too. That was so sweet of you. So sweet. All right, and then we'll stick this little ship in here. Okay, so I think we're done. So let's take a look through, and then I'm going to show you what I want to do. Let me put my cap on my glue. And then I made, remember I took this thing and I went around it, and then I crinkled it up, and then I tied it up in a little bow. And it's a beautiful map. Hi, Lisa. We're done with the pirate journal. So, like I said, all of these pictures came from Lisa Siegel, and they're still on her site. So if you guys want to, Captain's Hook. Jamie, that is funny. I'm not quite sure, but you're probably really right. But I don't know if they had a different name or not back then. So I'm just tying it in a little knot. I'll tie it in a bow later. But my thought of adding this on was I'm going to take this, whatever you want to call this, little rope stuff. And I'm going to go down the center of, between the signatures. And I'm going to, let's see if we can get it to lay open. And I'm going to feed that rope through here. Maybe. Go all the way through. Come on. Come on, Bessie. See if I can reach it with my tweezers. This might take all day to do. All right, what do I got? What do I got that I can shove it through? Oh, I have this. So let's see if I can put this on here. We're gonna do it, guys. We are going to do it. My mama didn't raise a quitter. She raised 3 fools, but they were all boys. No. Just teasing, brother, if you're watching. I know you're not, but just in case you were. All right, that worked. See, never give up, never give up. All right. And that's why you don't throw something like that away, because you never know when you're going to need it. So that is in there, and I'm going to, it's still attached over here, I think. And I'm just going to tie it in a bow up here. Maybe if I can tie a bow on camera. And I'm gonna cut that off. And then now now it's just attached, and I'll tie this in another bow so it's cute. And now it's attached, and then let's see if our snap is gonna hold this shut. Oh, it's so tight. I might have to reinforce the snap. Oh, to hold it. Okay, so you want to have a quick look through before I jump off real quick and see all the stuff. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for watching. So this is our cover. Now, this is the only piece that the printable. Hi, Janet. Thank you for watching, and Mary. So this is the only one that came from a different printable. It actually came from a kit that I got from Temu, some papers. So the rest of them are all from Lisa Siegel. So we have this one, and then I made this pocket, and this is the same map that I just made that scroll with. And then this is some onion paper, and then we have some music paper. Oops. And I was gonna put these little jewels on this, and I obviously didn't do it, but I'm going to. And then we have this, and then coffee paper filter, and we have our little pirate. And I used the same lace all the way through. I didn't want to have all different kinds of laces and stuff. This is a hidden paper clip. Well, it's not really hidden, it's just paper clip. And then we have pockets out of this like rice paper. And this is like a textured rice paper as well. And then this is just the packing slip, packing paper, which I didn't throw away. I kept it to make it pretty. And then this parrot was in one of the ephemera packs that Lisa had. And then we have just a up tuck. And then this is a waterfall I made. And this is just a pocket on this one. Now this didn't come from Lisa. I take it back. This paper came from another site. But all of these papers did. And then I watched Sue B make a pocket, and so I made one, and then it's just cute. And it's a belly band. This paper actually didn't come through the printer right, and I used it anyway, so, and it's a pocket here. And it just has turned out, this is some of the cloth that I dyed from our red dirt on the ranch. I love that pig. I have one that's even, I think, a blue color, pink color I saved. So anyways, this is the red dye stuff that I sell. And then we have some more music sheets. And then we have this one that comes out, that map. And then I made this that looks like a little corset. And then this is the center. And this is the second one that we just did. And this is that glossy accent I'm going to add to the other blue waters and stuff. But you have to like do it and then let it dry and then do it and let it dry. So I'm going to do that over here on all the waters. And then we have her. And so I love how it came out. There's another little belly band and a little pocket. And this is a little sword that I made with using tin foil. And it just turned out so cute. I might add a girl under there. And here we have another little map. And then we have this page that I made. And I might add another girl here because I still have a couple. And those are the ravens. And you guys just saw me do this. And that's that page that we don't want her to see. No. And then this is made out of mushrooms. It really isn't. I mean, it's dark. It's in the stuff. And I'm sure there was mushrooms back then, right? Hi, Sandy. Thank you. And I just love how it turned out. And this is what we just finished making these. And it turned out so cute. I love it. And I'm going to call it done, other than adding just a couple of little things on it. And let me bring you guys back up so I can say a proper goodbye to everybody. And I absolutely enjoyed, let's fix that. I absolutely enjoyed making this journal, probably more than I've enjoyed any other one. I do make a lot of ranch journals, and I like those too, but this one was special. I mean, it really was special, and I love it, and I hope she enjoys it as much as I enjoyed making it. And I have a couple of other ideas I'm going to throw out, and we'll start a new journal on Monday, and I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend. Hey Jamie, thank you so much. It's a beautiful book, and it's going to Jody Ann. So everybody say, Jody Ann, you got a great book. No. So anyways, thank you guys all for coming. Thank you for the stars. It made my day. And anyways, I'm just gonna say thank you for crafting with Nani, and you guys have a safe weekend. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.